And
Let's talk ATLiens real quick before you go.
Real quick. ATLiens celebrated 27 years. What's your favorite song from ATLiens? Because I had to think about that. I know Wheels of Steel was my favorite when it first came out.
Ditto. When it first came out, Wheels of Steel was my shit. I think Babylon and Over the Woods are special records.
I love Over the Woods a lot.
Over the Woods might be my favorite beat on there.
Yeah.
I love that beat.
That's that Dungeon Family shit.
That's that Dungeon Family shit.
And having Witch Doctor on the hook.
I almost feel like Witch Doctor made that beat.
I mean, it's holiday-ish, even though
I think it's
Empress
better than
Cersei
Holiday.
made that.
I think it's a better song than Holiday.
I don't know about that.
I love Over the Woods. Over the Woods.
Over the Woods is great.
Over the Woods is like that for me.
They spitting
crazy.
That's the thing about ATLiens to me. That's OutKast's spitting album.
But Mike, truthfully, Elevators was the first single for a reason.
I agree.
And Elevators is the best song on ATLiens.
I think so too.
Mike,
I was gonna say that.
It is the most underrated hook in the history of rap, Mike. Big Boy wrote that hook. It's the most underrated hook in the history of rap because nobody talks about how when we talk about the greatest hooks of all time, does Elevators come up?
No.
It should.
I think OutKast has continuously eclipsed themselves.
I think it's because it's succinctly Southern.
Yeah.
People try to act like it's not because that hook is Southern. Me and you.
I think it's one of their best songs, period. Not just the best song on this album.
I mean, Mike, if you actually like, I know you say Bombs Over Baghdad is the encompassing thing of who they are. And I think you're talking about the totality.
Mm-hmm.
But the MCs they are, it's Elevators, Mike.
I'm with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
that's who they are. That's reflective Dre at his lyrical best. That street savvy and personable big boy with the crazy hook. That's the OutKast that I grew up on.
That beat, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love that record and Bombs Over Baghdad for similar reasons because those songs really got you into the album before the album dropped. Like, you know, for a generation that remembers when singles came out months before the album did, the singles kind of gave you a window into what to expect from this upcoming album. And Elevators did that. You know what I'm saying? And Elevators got in the video as well. It was a great visual aid to get you into that ATLiens theme.
Right. Well, also, too, it made sense because if you were from down here and if you were a fan, well, the year before, Dre is on Thought Process. And what does he say? I done been through life's ups and downs like it ain't nothing. Like elevators. But I ain't the one that's pushing the buttons. I got off on the 13th floor when they told me that it wasn't one. They said it's from 12 to 14. Now you go to the album. In song on the album is called what?
Yeah.
13th Floor Growing Old. The lead single is Elevators.
Yep.
So the build up and the buy-in is there with the record too.
That verse changed the course of Dre's career.
As an MC, yes.
Yeah. I remember when Thought Process came out, it was like, oh, that's the guy from Southern Playalistic. Like that whole change that we talk about from the Braves jersey to the turban, I think it happens on Thought Process. And it makes it make sense. I don't think we really even highlight how important those in-between moments for OutKast were in between their albums because their changes were so drastic. Those soundtrack songs and those features helped you guide to that next, you know what I'm saying, their next phase.
Well, I was actually about to say, Mike, it's not just the Thought Process verse. It's also Benz or a Beamer.
Yeah.
Deep in the dungeon for these many months. Amongst the dungeon
what else did they do
between?
I feel like the Everlasting was around that time.
On the Nothing to Lose soundtrack?
Yeah.
I feel like that's after.
Yeah, I think that might have been
Nothing to Lose
after.
and In Due Time is after ATLiens. But part of the greatness that encompasses Andre and Big Boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Charles Manning with the Super Chat says, if Jay wasn't classified as a billionaire, we wouldn't even have this convo of him being the greatest. The status of someone overrides their work. You know, that's kind of the Oprah theory, right? Like, me as a journalist, I know how incredible of a journalist that Oprah is, right? And I'm a fan of what she does from a journalistic standpoint.
Ditto.
But most people who go out there and say they're fans of Oprah and love Oprah, you love her status. And the fact that she's a billionaire and what she does, you know what I mean? Like, they're not really into Oprah's craft like that. You know
love
what I mean?
She's done for the black community in terms of, like, literacy, education, and the journalist that she is.
Yeah.
You can keep all the, you know what I mean? You can keep the rest of that.
Brother Gabe with the super chat says, since the Grammy calendar starts October of the previous year of September this year, should Nas put KD3 up for album of the year? Would it be the best album, considering? I think it would be, and I think he should.
We'll see what happens.
Jay Short with the super chat says, 20th anniversary of Speakerbox Love Below coming too. I know y'all overrate Love Below because Dre got nothing else, but shout out to Big Boy, Speakerbox is underrated. I like Speakerbox.
Both great albums. The Love Below is still better than Speakerbox.
Yeah.
Because as She Lives in My Lap and Spread, I mean,
Hey Y'all.
and Prototype.
Regardless of what you feel about Hey Y'all now, Hey Y'all's a great record.
I mean, Mike, you don't even got to go to Hey Y'all. It's got Prototype and She Lives in My Lap on there. It's like Good Night.
Yeah.
Good Night. Those are all-time classic songs to me. I still play those.